Amanda, I thought that the synthesized performance was just fine. Little did I know, my goodness, this was thrilling. Thank you so much to both of you for allowing me to witness this.
Thank you so much for coming over here, Matt, especially with your busy week. It's been extraordinary, the day. And you're right, after living with an electronic score for 5 years, to have the life breathed into this music is speechless. It was interesting. I didn't know what my reaction was going to be, and little did I realise I felt I had come home. Magic. Absolute magic and a miracle. I mean, there's just been so many miracles surrounding this project, and Marin even being involved in this project is a miracle. And then to line up the diaries of LSO, the best orchestra on the planet, with the best conductor on the planet. You know, need I say more? And she's just finessed her brilliance into this day, and it is going to be extraordinary, you know, once we hear the choir lay down with these incredible takes today.
Go up early, a little bit early, okay?
Extraordinary is the word for it. Watching this experience, watching you swing that baton and bring this together. Why did you choose to take this on? You have your choice of orchestras and selections to record and perform.
Well, as you very well know, Amanda is an incredibly convincing human being.
I want your aura weaved all through this experience. I mean, I know how much you love the Brahms, the choirs, the whole ensemble, chorus and orchestra, and that's why I'm just like, I wonder if we can pull this off for all of us.
Well, let's see if we can. I mean, again, and besides being extremely gifted and talented and a wonderful composer, and every obstacle that we came up against, the reason I was able to get involved really was because of COVID. I had no free time in my diary whatsoever, and then I read her email, you know, because I was killing time during COVID like everybody was. And I wrote back to her. I said, oh, what is this project? And that's how it got started. And then she came to Vienna, and we sort of did a practice trial run with it, see how it went in Vienna, and became fast friends. And, you know, and I have to say, you know, she also has this great advantage to having a husband who's also my assistant conductor, who's really helped me with the whole project as well. So it's really a dream project.
I was also struck by exactly that, the collaborative nature of what we saw.
Sorry, Marin, on this part there's a portamento in bar, help me out.
129.
129, we'd like to have more of that.
More of it. Okay, let's just play it once for you, make sure we have it.
When you record a contemporary piece like this, do you frequently have the composer there to refer to? And we also had that voice of God, happens to be Amanda's husband, who was also helping us, helping you to make sure this was exactly right.
Well, that's the great luxury, I think, and advantage of doing works by living composers. You know, they can. I mean, it's both the advantage and maybe sometimes the disadvantage, but they can be there and really be part of the process. But Paul's acting more as a producer, you know, saying what we need downstairs. He's listening and using his excellent ears to help in that way.
Yeah, and then just one quick comment. The solo violin 49, heard about the last note is short.
What? Okay, got it.
And Amanda's up in the studio with me so that she can help in that. So I really have the best of all possible worlds, so to speak.
What an ensemble. I mean, I couldn't see everyone, but I counted 6 percussionists, 2 harps. This is just amazing. And I guess it's what this piece calls for, right, Amanda?
Well, we're talking about space, and isn't space pretty epic? And so we need...
Space is big.
Space is big. So you can't go sort of, short-changing your ensemble for, trying to produce an epic piece like this. You call on all forces to get the point across about these fascinating worlds and moons, and especially when you've got a moon like Io, which is the most volcanically active moon in the solar system, you've got to pull on all forces you can to get the message across.
This is a representational piece. I mean, I think of other pieces like Claude Debussy's La Mer, the Sea, even, Beethoven, the Pastoral, absolutely, the Sixth. And, of course, you can't avoid bringing up Gustav Holst, were in his home nation, the Planets. But the Planets was more of a metaphysical thing, whereas this, if I'm right, Amanda, you were really attempting to capture the true nature of these moons.
And I'm so much in a more advantageous situation than Holst was. He didn't have the technology 100 years ago like I have access to, and all these deep space missions that they're achieving and succeeding in getting data back. I'm sure if he was alive right now, he'd probably be doing this sort of thing. So I wanted to capitalize on the advancement of where we are with technology. And, like I said, it's a situation where I came across the science and I just couldn't ignore it. And hence why I've employed the choir to sing the science. So this is very much what we call programmatic music, which talks about scenes, and it's very unashamedly telling the story, as opposed to an abstract, approach to composing where you allow the audience to come up with their own story and dialogue. This is very much science driven. So it's like the script to tell the story, which is the science.
I'd hope you can expand on that. I mean, where a piece like this fits into the vast classical repertoire.
I think something like this, the Moons Symphony, has a very strong possibility to become part of the repertoire because it also reaches out across disciplines. And, it's a piece that we could use in educating kids. We can go out to schools, we can speak to scientists, we can speak to, I had lunch with an astronaut today. I was pretty excited. And I imagine that the way Amanda could build it out as a complete project for orchestras, it could be very fulfilling and also really establish the piece.
Amazing watching this come together. But I'm wondering, how do you do that when that major component of this symphony, the choral sections, are not available to you? I mean, how do you prepare it with those in mind?
I think it's going to be phenomenal. And actually, it's going to work even better because we have the ability now to mix everything. When you have everyone in one room and you're recording, say, 300 people at once, you can't get separation. So you can't really control things in the mix, as they call it. So I think that this is going to be even more effective and more successful. And I should mention, I'm not sure Amanda knows this, but the boy soloist is the son of the principal bassoonist in the orchestra.
And that's Leo, Amanda?
Of course I knew this because there's a beautiful story built into that bassoon solo, because in that seventh movement, there's a little bassoon solo that hands off to the boy's solo.
That is freaky. That is freaky.
The project.
I know.
So it's like, here you go, son. I've set you up, and now the stage is yours.
But Dan, his dad, was telling me that this is very special also for Leo because his voice is just about to change. So this is probably the last project he'll be able to sing as a boy soprano. So it's very emotional. Yeah.
What is the feeling as you go into this kind of a project? Is it the same every time? Is there some anxiousness, or is it just the joy of being part of it? Marin, I'll start with you.
We do this as part of our daily lives, but that doesn't mean that there isn't some anxiety or excitement or nervousness, I think. Yeah, I would call it more excitement. I don't feel particularly nervous.
I think the thing that I really celebrate with this situation is that, we've got the dream team basically dictating going forwards the tempos, the nuances, the characteristics, the sound, the quality, the excellence. And with Marin weaving her magic into all of this, that is what is just worth, really the perseverance and the pressure and just, nailing it all. And we'll catch our breath at the end of all this.
Yeah, we will. We will for sure. But it's been a wonderful journey, and I think especially today at the recording sessions to have all of you scientists and explorers with us. It was very moving, for not just for me. I think for the musicians too.
I cannot wait to hear the end product of this day, and I cannot wait to come back tomorrow and hear the remaining movements recorded in the Moons Symphony. Thank you both, Amanda and Marin.
To be continued, and yes, and thank you to the scientists as well, and the astronaut for their holding
amazing.
the floor for
Amazing.
us, and just living and breathing and holding their breath and being statues up there.
Yeah, they were great. They were great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Don't be too far apart.
Oh, I should have counted, huh? Like that, yeah.
Yeah. There's a cue.
Good job.